Good morning and welcome to today's live stream. Today we have a lot of interesting things going on with the GDP. We're able to see right now that the post market was able to get the crazy thing, right? There was a lot of ways to actually break down to lower levels from the standpoint, and that's why we were suggesting overall, it's like the way that you head higher is you just squeeze it, you just go. And then you get a little help from who? The federal court's trying to block Trump's tariffs. Now, did this fully, are we opening up like way up at 595? No, there is some selling going on as of right now, but we can see that this high most likely will be taken out even in regular trading hours. It already was in the extended. So these little dips down were all you got, and you're trying to use the monthly expected move right now as support. So very, very nice for our 30-minute. I am glad that I overall just went risk off and admitted to myself, hey, we have to squeeze higher. I'm not comfortable with that to the upside, but I'm also not comfortable shorting a positive trend. So this is a very, very good thing that risk off was the overall thing that was best for me. And that's what I was mentioning on this channel. And so now I can read into this going further. What is still the risky thing in this market right now? It is still if the 2 hour is able to cross down. So you do not want to look back right now. You don't want this to look back. It can come down and potentially fill that gap, but you start to lose these levels. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see this 2 hour crossing down into negative territory. That still stands with the look that we have right now. What you want from the SPY to continue upside is to just continue upside. You want to see this bounce higher in the morning and then be able to pull back to go even higher later on, or else you're at risk of some traps anytime that 2 hour crosses down. The momentum there will suggest it is weak and that we could be seeing a daily pullback. Okay, that is still on the table for the time being, but we understand we just got some unexpectedly good news, and we're going to see if that 30-minute can continue to the positive direction. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are ready for another day of looking at some charts here. Focusing in on our 30-minute charts and 2 hour charts for the time being. This will be a fantastic way to see, are we able to hold price higher, or is this some kind of trap at this point? We will be paying attention to that. Even though if those tariffs are taken off, bam, you go to all-time highs, right? I have the inclination not to. What's the phrasing that we talked about? What was the phrasing that we talked about up here? It was maybe it isn't as bad or as good as people think, right? So let's have this kind of mindset right now. We can treat it as a good thing, but we can also say, there's the monthly, there's the weekly, there's the daily, and we've technically tagged all of them throughout if you include the post market. So maybe this isn't as good or as bad as people think, and maybe we still need to come back and test lower levels before we head higher. That could be something. Maybe we need to see if this is able to flag out throughout the day, continue upside, and then get a pullback to go higher and say, okay, right? We want to treat this very, very carefully as we're outside of the monthly expected move. We're already at the weekly expected move. We have like only a couple days left. So Thursday, Friday is when you want to be seeing those squeeze-like behavior. So we better see some great things here, because if it isn't as good as people think, then we can see an opposite reaction to go down and grab buyers. So we'll be watching. Very, very good guy to be here. You look for retest 522, 517. Wait, Tesla monthly expected move. Tesla's way outside of the monthly expected move. I'm like 99% sure on that. How does TLT look for someone? Well, weirdly enough, I was expecting a drop today, but I was expecting it from higher levels from the 10-year yield. So TLT is doing what it's got to do to head up. That's fantastic. So what do you want to see from TLT? You want to see it bust above this. You want to see that breakthrough kind of moment. Then you want to see it come back into there, just like we're talking about with the market, and then head to the upside. That's what you would really like. If you're going to do it more on like a macro side, like we're just going to see a dump, then you're looking for it to take out this and get into this zone. I don't think that zone is drawn correctly. Hold on. Yeah, it's drawn correct. I would say overall correct. Let's take this out, because I don't think that'll be the most important. I actually think you're in the zone pretty much right now. You're kind of like this. This is the area where you're going to play around. This is the area you play around. If I can not erase things that I draw. Yeah, this is the area where you play around with stuff, but this could need daily divergence. This could need a lot of things. What you want to see here though is this to be taken out. You want a massive move here from the 10 from TLT, and then you want to see that drop off. That's the way you go higher. But for the shorter term, it would be go to here, then drop off, and then go higher and try to get to the top of that zone. So there could be a trade to like $90 soon. I think that trade would be shown to you right here. Right there. Crosses through. Bam. $90. Maybe more. Bam. We see it pull back. Looks like a decent play. I might keep my eye on that one. What about Meta? Everything's probably going to look good in the individual stocks, right? We'll just see if they're making new highs. Remember my call with NVIDIA was 145, then fade. I thought we would start to see that fade early on in the morning. I don't even know what it's been doing, but 2-hour divergence will be available now. Amazon, once again, just see if they can make new highs, and then they probably retest to be 100%. Yeah, you're not seeing like crazy good things. If you can make new highs, I'd feel better, but there is divergence still above you. Okay, this one, Microsoft. Microsoft, 30-minute move here. Keep my eye on this one for a 30-minute divergence at that wick. That would be best case, but it can even show you way higher, then get the 2-hour to drop down, pull back, and just come back to it later. What are these guys doing today? Oh, whose booty's got clapped right here? Well, on the way up, you'd say short sellers got booty clapped, then short sellers got sick of it and we're like, nah, dude. GME kind of flat. SoFi, I saw that one go up and I was still looking at this, just like, did I sell this incorrectly? And I don't think I did. I don't think I sold this incorrectly for what I saw. Now, I'm not benefiting from my calls now, but I just don't think, looking back at it, I'm like, I think I would have made the same decision like 9 times out of 10. Palantir, very nice. We want to see new highs, new highs, new highs, new highs. No new lows, so that's a good shot to do it. And then gold is seeing the uptick right now. Gold, if you didn't know, on this 2-hour, did go back to positive. We were looking for the retest into the center here, and we're getting it. So if gold can really muster up some strength here, we might see gold get a little breakout from the daily chart here. You could extend this move a little bit. Like you could go all the way up to like 330 from this. If you're able to break out, you can go to 330. Watch for retests, but so with the SPY, we're still paying attention to the 2-hour. I have to still be patient at this time. We're getting above that high, which leads towards even more bullish price action if we're able to make a new high there, especially during regular trading hours. $22, $523. Yeah, clear new high there for the Qs. Yeah, still 2-hour divergence on the table outside of the weekly expected move. Getting above the center here is very good. Peeking your head above the center is very, very nice. Maybe you get all the way to like 530, but man, peeking your head above the center is good. Even now, if you pull back, you just say, oh, if we go down to here, it's a gift. I don't even know if you'll get down to there, but if you do, it's a gift. So you look if those 2 hours cross. That's when you have a chance to maybe go down there. Watch for that low to break. VIX for now tried to turn up, even had 30-minute divergence. So you see how this news like really shook things up for volatility as well. Created a little bit of divergence down here, just a lot of rejections. And it was like, I'm going to go. And then look at that close. And then we get the news about the federal courts. Very interesting there. I just don't think it'll hold. I don't think Trump's not going to fight that back. Like, I can't think that he's just going to be like, well, those federal courts. He's always fought the federal courts on anything that they fight against him. So, yeah, like one statement from him could shake this up. So I'm not 100% here. How is our lovely Apple? Well, Apple's able to make a new high. That's a good start. Apple needs on the 2-hour to do some work here. That's for sure. But the 2 hours trying to curl up and suggesting like, hey, upside, upside, upside. But where are you getting to? Well, you're getting right into that big selling bar. So this is an area where you kind of go, oof, is Apple going to be able to push through? Because for the most part, for Apple, in a lot of these stocks right now, what last night caused is a lot of weekly expected moves are getting tagged right now. So that would mean that maybe the market maker didn't see this coming at all. And if they're, pissed off on an expiration, I've seen it before where some kind of random news comes out on like a Wednesday, Thursday, it pumps it outside of a weekly expected move and market makers are pissed. So they just like force the market to close inside of that weekly expected move. I don't think it's easy to call when that happens, but it has happened before. And I was like, wow. So when they really see something unexpected, you'll see some funky things from the options market to like make it go back down into that weekly expected move. Maybe that's Wall Street, maybe it's market makers, but yikes. So we'll be watching the 30-minute chart pretty closely here. Let's go over to the Qs just for a bit, by the way, because the Qs are just like, holy freaking bullish. Yeah, and we'll see if they wipe out any 30-minute divergence, because that means continuation is very likely. Continuation here is very likely regardless, by the way. You not only have this, but continuation, meaning make a new high later. This could pull into here and still be good. It could pull into here and still be good. It could pull all the way down to here and still be good. So it's going to be very hard to break this stuff down. I did notice the dollar dumping off here with the yield, probably with oil then too. Yeah, oil as well. And oil looked like it wanted to make a comeback. That daily chart was starting to get going, kind of consolidative. I guess still pretty much consolidative. But that 4 hour, you see, that's not happy. So bam, bad things. But I highly doubt that this is just going to be, oh, yep, federal courts blocked it. We're done with tariffs. It's over. I think it'll be much more like, no, Trump's going to say something that really shakes people up. That's what I think is going to happen this weekend, at least. Maybe he doesn't say it right away, though, so we get that pump into June 20th. All right, so looking for pullbacks, it seems. Volatility is able to curl down here on the 30-minute. That would suggest even more upside for the time being. That would mean we're potentially even going to see that test of 600 in regular trading hours if that can happen truly. At least test of the high during market hours. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let me pull some stuff up before this opens. 1 freaking minute. All right, pull up the other charts here. We've got a lot of things kind of like not celebrating as much as you would think. Down. Interesting. Okay. So to start off, we are making a new high so we can hold up. Here's the whole area where you can hold up now because of this move. All of that. Now, you would say you don't necessarily want to lose this. This starts to open the door to what? Oh, roll it again. Bink. Oh, roll it again. And if this is, for whatever reason, a flush here, you can roll this one as well. That's how you would break down. I'm just having, by the way, this is extremely bullish. I want to be very clear. This is extremely bullish to see. Okay? I'm just going to be aware if it's some kind of trick, some kind of trap. All right? I'm not risking any money as of right now. That's not my plan. My plan is to kind of sit back, watch the pricing of things, and if I see something that I see as clear, then I'm going to take it. But for now, we have just made a new high on the 30-minute. We have forms of divergence that can form up here, but that overall could just tell you like, hey, we're coming back down into this type of area, or just to fill the gap, and then we start to go again. I am not bearish here. The most bearish I am is still a daily pullback down to 564. And that would still, to me, be bullish. And I think it's contradictory to what we're seeing as of this exact moment with that good news. I think it's a little less probable, but we still are in the range where it can confirm. We can turn the 2 hour down and we can go pull back into these levels. And if for whatever reason that news starts to flip on people, we can start to break those levels as well and start to turn up, right? We can break through this low, turn to the upside, and then see more downside into the early parts of June to get down there. I'm being aware of that, right? What I want the market to do if it's going to be bullish is boom to the upside and come back and retest these levels. And then I will get bullish with you here once I see a clear pathway up. Just because I see up right now doesn't mean I'm risking money, right? I need to wait for the timing for my opportunity. Going into the 30-minute chart, we will be paying attention to if we lose this low and if we lose this low. That's it. IWM looking pretty interesting, right? But look at IWM. I don't know. IWM not showing. I mean, it's definitely in the extended, right? Yeah, it's definitely in the extended. So you can hold up in any of this. Like, extended hours is probably important here. But if we start to lose this wick and you roll, you might go all the way down to 201.50 still, right? You still might need that meaningful pullback on the 2-hour as it rejects from the center of this block. Like, I like block resistance the best. I like when it marks off a very clear area and I can kind of be like, okay, so we probably don't want to lose this. That's why that wick is there. Let me bring that down just a little bit though to include that low because we're taking the high of that day and the low of that day. And we go, oh, okay, so this really was rejecting, right? It came out of its zone and rejected, which means this could be some kind of ABC move down on the 2-hour. 1, 2, and then boom, you come down to here, which means what for the SPY? It's going to do the same. What level's right below there? Well, weirdly enough, for the SPY, that would be what? Yeah, that would be down towards 565, actually. Maybe even a little bit higher up towards like 570. So I'm just staying aware of it because I want the better opportunity, right? So I'm going to sit here and stare at it and be like, man, turn down on a 2-hour, lose this low and get down there. But then if it stops here or it does this, I'm still making the same decision. So these are the decisions I'm making. Either way, notice that my decision is what? That direction, that direction, that direction. I'm not trying to make loads of money up and down in this time because I think it's unclear whether we go up right now, whether we go up in 2 days, whether we go up in a couple of weeks. Netflix doing a drop thing. Ooh, 2 hour. Yeah, this is very nice. This is a great confirmation. These are very easy to manage when they look this clean. This is very clean. This is a short signal for Netflix right now. This is a attempted call a top signal. This is your risk to reward hedge size position play. This is going to be very easy to manage because you're getting a great bar here. I would even be confident like taking that now and watching a 30-minute and then just being like, all right, what do I see happen here? Okay, we're holding the divergence. We're holding the divergence. Okay, if I see this not break this low, I'll just say, okay, that's most likely going to do what? Oh, that's going to beat that high. That's how I would treat it. If I don't see this low broken and I start seeing this, I would just be like, all right, that's going to beat that high. And then if it just rolls again, I'd just be like, all right, cool, I'm back in. And then I would say, okay, we're breaking the low. Now we start to do the rolls. I actually really like that look. I might even look at it now. It's a little bit of a big move to start off, but I could risk to reward that. Now, risk to reward plays like this, like the hedge size position is all I like to do. Usually that's a very low amount, but Netflix is kind of expensive. Let's look at puts like, let's just look for a 2-week. Let's look for a good play. Okay, where am I looking at? I'm looking at one contract. Maybe. I think we go down to where? What contract will people really want here? Oh, the 120s or 120s is what people will want here. Or maybe the 1160s. 1160s and 1120s would be what people probably want here. Means I can only get like one to keep it a small position. Maybe I'll do 2. Hard to bet against Netflix though. I'll take it for a bit. We'll take it for a ride. We'll manage that one pretty closely because I don't have moves for it or anything. People are on Netflix. Yeah, it gets those bleeding bars though. It gets those all the time. So I'm still going to pay attention if it reverses back up, but those are some good divergences. I really like that look. And as it has a 30-minute divergence, you technically could look at 15, but 15 is going extremely down. If that snaps back, that'd be lame. Oh, nice. That's like 15%. Keep going. Just make the whole move now. Give me a double now, and I'll be done. Just give me the double now, you know? Give me a 50% to a double, and I'll be fucking happy. Just a little good little winner. I like it, Justin. I don't think I mind it. I would just continue to manage risk correctly. But you do have you do have kind of a setup there. Which expectation do you like? I like daily pullback. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still attracted to daily pullback. I've seen markets do this all the time where they extend the move and keep it up until Friday, and then you just see something bad. So I'm not gonna bet on a pullback. I don't think you have signals to bet on it, but I'm gonna be very patient in case I get this opportunity down in here. Like you could get the opportunity all the way down to like 550 and still be pretty damn good. So like you look at the zone you're dealing with here and you're like, man, why wouldn't I be patient for the better opportunity and say, I'll miss out on one trade, right? I'll miss out on one trade to come down and get this, right? That's what I'm like, for the chance of getting this trade here to 610, I will miss out on this trade right here to like 605. Because you could literally go to 605 and fall. You could literally go to 605, curl down, and continue. And it's like, okay, even if I don't want to play that one, I would rather get this one. Like, that would be great money. That's what I'm saying. So I'm being patient for the opportunity that I see as best. I don't need to make money every single day. I can wait for it. And then if it comes to, hey, it is breaking out, we're breaking out, and then we retest, I can take something in here. Yeah, I don't have to risk money all the time. Like, this is kind of the planning of my next couple of weeks. This is when Lotto's, like I said, max volume for GME. um, I remember I was looking through charts this morning for my Patreon video. Because we put a little Patreon video out this morning just saying, like, hey, still pay attention to that 2 hour, right? Hopefully, you Patreon members, you get that. Still paying attention to the 2 hour, but this is still bullish price action. So we still lean with the bulls. But if that 2 hour crosses, we treat it seriously. I turned on his video while I was looking at charts and I was just like listening and I was just like, oh God, oh God. What was the part that got me to like pause for a second, kind of giggle? Was he was like, yeah, and we got a little pullback, okay, like 18%, like a little pullback. I was like, a little pullback. 18% is a little bit more than a little pullback. I know it's been a great run, but still, that's more than a little pullback, right? You want to keep positive trend with all the first set of buyers, right? Because now look at that, you're using it as resistance. Like, now's your time. Now's truly your time where you see if you can turn around, by the way. Look at the 5 minute. Or actually, probably even the 15. If you look at the 15, now's your time. Go. Fucking go. This is your next chance. GME, this is your chance today. That 15-minute can make this new high. You can confirm this bad boy. It says, hey, this is my next chance. I'm just letting you know right now, GME saying, if it curls up here, that would be its next attempt. So at the end of the day, he could be not wrong based on the signals, but to call this like the minor pullback you saw coming, no, you did not see you did not see this coming. Just a full day's worth of 14% down and shit. Like, you did not see that coming. I mean, we kind of were like, yeah, monthly expected move. AMC's at the weekly, the booty clapping area. So for the most part, we're aware of it. But He's never aware of it, it seems. Oh, nice. Like I'm saying, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I really do. Like I'm not saying I hope it's bad. I hope it's really good. I just I feel bad. I feel bad for people that like try to make it bullish when it's not. I think it's bullish right now. It's still in the bullish trend. I think it's still bullish. I agree. I think now's your chance to turn around. But if you start to fail these levels more, yeah, you're looking at a downtrend all the way into earnings. Nvidia, I have fading soon, but I have 145. Did we tag 145 at least? Yeah, I still have like 145 available for Nvidia. But my assessment on Nvidia was we gap up and then we fade the whole thing, like fade all the way back down to like 132.50. So I don't think Nvidia continues this much longer, and I think Nvidia's at actual more risk here to see what. Well, I want you to look at the structure now and look how macro side you can really blow off in the summer for Nvidia. Because if Nvidia sets this up, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the best trade setup opportunities for these. I think, in my mind, are worth waiting for, and I'm willing to miss out on little trades if it doesn't come. But I want you to look at Nvidia right now and look at the zone you have, and tell me testing the center of that zone would not be the juiciest thing in the damn world. You're right now trying to show a pathway higher. You see this, all that juicy liquidity built. You see this come down to this area, and then you see it cross up, and you get boom, head, right, left, head, right shoulder. Look how juicy that would be. So you see why I'm okay with being like, all right, you can positive trend all you want for the next like week. I don't care. But if you can pull back on the daily and see something dramatic, I'll be there, man. I will be there. I don't care if I miss out. I think my patience more often than not, my patience rewards me. Yeah. So that's what I think will happen for Nvidia, to be 100% with you. That's what I hope happens with Nvidia. I might scoop it up then. Doesn't that look like, doesn't Ed, don't you agree though? Like Thomas, come on. Don't you think that looks like insanely good? Like I think that's worth waiting for. I think that's way better to like sit right now and just be like, hey, if it skyrockets, it skyrockets. Whatever. I'm not FOMOing. I'm gonna look for the best opportunity that no one sees coming when fear would be back in the market. That's that look for Nvidia. Nvidia gives all of it up down to 115 and then just bounces. That would be insane. That's why same thing with the SPY. It's the same exact thing with the SPY, right? We see how juicy this level, like right here. We see how juicy this level is in here. We're just like, yeah, go do this. That's fine. Keep going and doing this. I can make little bits of money in there if you do that, but I can make a shitload more money and a lot easier if you just do this. So you'll hear me being pretty patient here and just looking at this 2 hour, and I might get a little excited if that 2 hour crosses and chant for us to break that low. Even though I'm bullish overall for the market, I still enjoy me a nice pullback. Yes, long 2020. Exactly, Ed. You would just go long for like fucking August or something, or maybe even October, and it would just extend. Yeah, I want the fear again, Swifter. Hopefully it doesn't bounce back. And that's what I'm saying. If it's bullish, it's bullish, and I can trade it like on a 2 hour chart probably. But for now, I'm just like, we're still in the vulnerable spot here. So I'm just going to like sit, watch, see if it gets down to 585, all the way down to 564, all the way down to 550. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna buy call spreads. Nvidia CEO plan to sell. Here we go. Sell that news. Sell that news, baby. No, you're gonna have to see a flip in this federal court thing. You're gonna have to see the narrative change there, in my opinion. Are you gonna buy leverage ETFs? I might do like one set over there, but I would more just expose myself to the SPY. I think the level of 600 is just so obvious from there. Like, I really do feel the way of like if we hit 564, you just start to buy things. Like you just grab things up towards like, 580, 590, 600, and you just sit there for like 2 months and you just sit there. I might do like one T triple Qs or something. I'll have to see how much money I want to risk too. Right. It always depends on the look when it's actually there, right? How I decide how much money I'm going to put in depends on my reasons. 3 to 5 reasons. 3 to 5 reasons. Just like, oh yeah, just like in the course. The course is 80% off, guys. Just for like one more. I think it's till tomorrow. We usually extend it over the weekend when we end on a Friday, so we'll probably extend it over the weekend, and it will be available all the way up until Monday morning's live stream. Monday morning, maybe since we're doing two. So Monday's when it's ending. Why is Google selling off? I don't know why. Let's see. You weren't able to beat the high yet. So Google's still it's still turned down, right? In the 2 hour here, this is divergence. So you technically have 2 hour divergence. So Google's even saying we should get a daily pullback. And it just made the pathway higher. That's great. Okay, now pull back. Right? Show us the structure. Here's the structure for Google. You want to see the best trade for Google? Google can even do this. Google can do this. Think. It can do that. You want to watch here very closely for the roll. You would rather it not go fill that gap, actually. You would rather it be right here, like this. And then you see that over there. That's the best trade setup for Google for a summer, like actual summer, like booming rally. That's the best setup over there. Reload, retrace, kaboom. You have gap there? Yeah, it looks like you have potentially a gap there. No, that might be even. Either way, that's the best look for Google. Meta, you see the best look for Meta. 567. Hey, all the way 600. Lower high right now. Oh, God, you can see it, right? You can see this. You can see this. Like, go up. Oh, go into the sellers. Get that lower high. Just come down into here. Take care of that gap for a sec. Turn back up. Woo. And then you go, and then you do what? Then you do what? You go wham. Wham. Just two big moves to start off. Like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. That'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, they're like you just if you zoom out, you go, wow, that's an opportunity. That's it. And if the market gives it to you, you say thank you. Right? It doesn't have to happen, but you go, that would be the best opportunity. Yeah, the court ruling did. We'll see what happens with it going further. Please help us. Oh gosh, Netflix, watch it now. Look at this. Netflix tapping into the lows, not losing the low yet. Bastard. Of course you stop. It's very bullish. No, you can literally like here's what you should do right now if you're convinced this is bearish in any way and oh this is gonna fade. Look at the buyers. You're tapping into them right now. You literally could start to move up. What you want to see is this low break. That's why we're just watching the low. In the regular hours, even, you just should be watching this low. That's the only thing that matters right now. The only thing that matters is do you break it or do you get support off it? And right now you're in the stance of we're going to get support off it. Oh wait, you have something for me to look at? What you looking at? Well, if you yell his name and oh, sorry, you guys telling me to look at shit. So Matt Louise, fuck you, Nana. Oh, there you go, there you go. He won't say anything until after hours. Everyone decides to talk after hours. They don't want the market to move because of them, and then they make the market move because of them the next morning. GME is going to have its attempt right here. This is its attempt. Your GME and AMC both have the signals that suggest we are going to attempt to make an uptrend move, but we have to get through a serious wall of sellers. If you want to see the wall of sellers above you, it's pretty simple. You touched it right here, right? This is actually the wall of sellers. Get above that high, you see all the selling that came in. So don't think like any of this sellers won't step in. But if the 30-minute crosses up, it means, hey, I have a chance if I can hold that as a positive trend, keep going up, right? This could be equal. Try to get up there again. Look at this. This is why 15-minute divergence. That confirms you go, okay, I'll try because this is the last attempt. And if it's able to go, it needs to just, I think this needs to just go. I think you're right in saying this needs volume. I think you need to just go. You're 30 minutes negative. You want this to just fucking go. I don't think you want it to like, oh yeah, we're doodling in here. Doodle, 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 doodle. No, I think you'll just end up falling if you do that shit. I think you just want to go. AMC, same thing. Look at the sellers. Wham. You need to just go. You literally, in the 30 minutes, in a better spot for AMC. So you could literally just do this, though, and fall. So what you want to see is it just go wham, break through, even show you the new high, and then just do that. That would be okay. I would more so just say go, go, go. Make another block, kind of like we did right here. God dang it, my screen's moving around. I think I got a pee. Oh, good. SoFi flipping a negative. Good. So far. Whew. Whew. I was glad. I'm like, the thing is, when I sell something because I know it's a good decision to sell something, I go look at it and I go, I still hope it doesn't make the move I wanted it to if it goes that way. Because I'm like, it just makes me feel better about my decision. All right, guys. Hey, give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, shit. Gotta keep my eye on Netflix, man. Fuck is, there you go, AMC. See, AMC needs to see it now. So does GME. I think they both need to see it. If that means the market rockets with it, that's fine. And that's the like only exposure I have right now. Same AMC and GME. Where the hell's my Netflix thing? Yeah, see Netflix getting that wick. See how that doesn't give me, that's like, oh, okay, big ass wick comes in. You have a line of sellers above you for Netflix, but you're able to take out this little low here, actually. I might watch Netflix for a bit. If it gets back above, if it confidently gets back above, like, what, 1207? That's probably well, I'll put a stop since I can't watch it fully. JP Morgan looks like it wants to roll. I was looking at that a little bit. And look at this. This rejection again. 2 hour needs to roll here, man. 2 hour starts to roll here. It starts to get sketched. Now, that could just be a drop into where? Into like right here, 260.40. If it's okay. If it's not okay and this 2 hour is going to mean something and go negative, then we'll see that low break. Like, we'll see a flush. Literally, like, JP Morgan could see, like, if it's going to get bad, it needs to get, like, ugly and never catch itself around this 2640. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that. And you look at JP Morgan, you go, where's the opportunity for JP Morgan, guys? Holy shit. Look at this opportunity down here. Oh, I don't think you get there, by the way. I think you maybe get to this gap right here, 235. But that's if you get the daily pullback. I'm looking for the opportunity, the great opportunity. And I think there can be a great one soon. I'm not going to sit here and be convinced we have to go up when I'm aware that we could go down. And that's the real opportunity I want. Woo! Sounds nice. Okay, Netflix still fine. Nothing to worry about there. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give that a solid day to do it at once, probably. AMC trying. GME's not doing it, though, man. You need that thing to go. You need these things to just break out. You need a tweet. You need a tweet right now. I'll be that guy right now. You need a tweet. Oh, you guys want to... Okay. All right. I'll get my wife to help me. All right, Richard? I'll get my wife to help me, and we'll try to get it by July. We'll try to get it. We'll try to do a Discord by July. We're gonna have to close it off though. Some crazy weird people join Discords, so I'm just saying, if we're gonna build that community, I'm gonna have to like make it closed off in some way. Would you be able to do Tesla? Yeah, we can look at Tesla. Tesla, I'm just worried about the 2 hour, man. Like, look at the 2 hour and tell me that's not like, oh, okay, we top here, we want to go higher, but we go reload into here, or we reload all the way into here. We should have like a little chat in there called like the battle zone where disagreements are. You guys can just go at each other. Ding ding ding. Yeah, we'll see if the data is the same by July. Richard versus everyone else. Yeah, Tesla still very bullish, right? It's still a very bullish thing, but you're really on your like last legs here. This is why you need the mega squeeze to start right now. You need the market to mega squeeze here. I'm not lying. Like, that's literally what you need. That's why I was like, oh, the news last night is exactly what you need for the mega squeeze. So the mega squeeze could be like happening, like right now. This could be it. But I'm not going to bet on it because I think there's too much risk of it just flopping and it's, you know, the news is not as good as everyone thinks it is. And then it just falls down. And then we see a big pullback and everyone loses their minds saying, oh, sell in May and go away. And saying, like, oh, yeah, Trump's economy is the worst. And then we just see it flip all around with a bunch of trade deals in a couple of weeks. God, I would love it. Yeah, yeah, Richard versus everyone else. Well, you got to post your whole portfolio there. No, don't do that, guys. Do not show other people on the internet your money. It is stupid. I read a story, literally, like, my wife showed me a story about some trader, some live day trader or something in California, who got, like, jumped on the street because he's super popular, and he got jumped on the street, and, like, all of his credit cards taken, and just, like, they tried to max him out as fast as possible. I was just like, dude, fuck. Sounds awful. All right, let me go look at some. I kind of still watch Netflix, unfortunately. It did break that low, which is very nice. So you have a clear pathway down for Netflix and no gaps above on any short time frame. That's good. Gold still trying to get moving. Palantir kind of flopped there for a second, huh? But it still didn't break that low. Still another higher low. Crazy. AMC, I know you're like, oh, AMC's doing it. It needs to break that high really, really badly. Like for a 15-minute, you need to break that little tiny high. Where is that? Like 362? Ooh, it matters more than you think for algorithms, man. That's what gives you a chance. Oof. Found this Netflix guy. Looks fine for now. Nothing to worry about yet. We'll see if that makes a positive trend on like a 5-minute first before doing anything there. I think it's not bad. I mean, it's not that much because I can't use a huge position there. What is the PCC? Oh my god, yes. Send the ship it down, dude. Fucking down, down, down. Holy tits. Just fucking trap them all. Yes, do it. God, go at least 585. I don't know. If everyone gets bullish, though, it's very bullish. Looking for a Taco Tuesday. Today's Thirsty Thursday. And I would say now, after that news yesterday, that news last night, I bet Bears are real fucking thirsty. Oh, they're gonna try. I think Bears might try again, but I don't know if they'll succeed. That's some bullishness. I'm still gonna sit here and just go daily pullback, man. Language. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My bad. I was super bearish on Nvidia, and that's what allowed it to squeeze. It did a double whammy with tariffs. Retail falls for it every time. Yeah, the Nvidia we kind of suggested would be up first. I still think it has the opportunity to fade. Is it fading at all yet? I think it'll fade the move. I don't know if it breaks this low, but I think we fade this move. We might even see a fade in a little bit more, but I'm all in shorting Nvidia now. Don't do that. You want your daughter to talk? Yeah, I want my daughter to be telling people to fuck off. You don't have to worry about that. She'll be really nice because of me. My wife's the one you should worry about with that. She's a New Yorker, dude. I'm the nice Midwest boy. Earnings with their great margins held up through, and that's what they were. Well, those wicks yesterday were kind of like a weird thing again, and you end up the next day again. Go down before it goes up. I'm not saying I'm expecting it boost. I want it to. So I'll be very clear with this since we have a good amount of people in here. This is what I want to happen. This or this. These are the trades I will take. I'm going to be patient to see if that sets up because this does have the opportunity to just remain bullish and do what? These are the opportunities that I'm attracted to, so I want this. I'm not expecting it. If I was expecting it, I would trade for a short. I would. If I expect something to happen, like fully expect it, like Lucas, I expect it, then I'd be trading it. But I think the market could easily do this and then pull back and go again. And then I'll take this trade over here. But every single trade I'm taking is the next upward move. I don't think you have enough room here still for me to say, oh yeah, it's going to be great. I want to see the new high, see the dictated low, and then go for the 2-hour chart. So the next higher low for the 2-hour chart is pretty much what I take in this instance. The 2-hour dip that goes down into the recent buyers and curls up, I take that one. And then the ultimate one is the best one that I would really love to wait for is, wow, that's a lot of nonsense on the screen right there, but the daily pullback down to these levels. That one. Like where you just dump for a week or so. You just see this kind of like slowly go bam, 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 and then turn around. That's what I want. So I can take a trade in any direction. I just need to wait for this time period to see when to actually time that trade. And as of right now, I think the timing says watch out because there could be a bigger pullback. Watch out because there could be a little pullback. And watch out because you could just see upside. There's 3 things that could happen here. And all 3 of them lead to a bullish trade later, not now. I'm not sure they're going to chase it, but that's a 0.645 Oakland group. That's a 0.645 PCC right now. I don't think you're getting that heavy shorting. You would see it a little bit. You would see it there at least a little bit. You would see like neutral at least. Take a look at the meme stocks. Yeah, we've been looking at them. This is your chance. I'll show you why one more time. You need this 30 minutes to remain positive to go and cross that high. You have a huge wall of sellers here, so you need this thing to just go. You want a big ass buy right now. You want a tweet, if I'm being totally honest. Like, a tweet would do it. I don't think you're going to get a tweet, though. But this is what you got to take out to go higher. 30-minute needs to remain positive, or else, what starts to add up to? More rejection, right? You need to go now before you give any of these guys up. This is a massive thing right here. All of this is massive. You've given up half of it. Don't give up the other half. Go. And you're being suggested that the 15-minute has these divergences and says, I'm going to try right now. So it says this is where you're going to try, and this is where you would fail. 390 in here. Right here is where you would fail. Or if you're really, really weak, fail at the wick, man. Don't even make this new high right now. You need this to be taken out. You want to see like this, maybe a retest. You maybe want to see like boom, boom, and then just go. You want to go. Same thing is being suggested here for GME. You see it right there, downward price action. What do you see on your RSI? Up, MACD up. So you need to do what? Take out that high and wipe out this entire bar right here. Wipe out the sellers, go make a new high. You need to see good things right now. GME is in a more rough spot because the 30 minutes actually like negative to where you can be like, that is negative, right? So that means what? It's probably going to have a hard time up in these guys. So you need to just go. And this is where it says I'm going to attempt. And right now the attempt is very lackluster and very weak. That's me being honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to shout out and just say, oh yeah, it's always going to be peachy. No, it needs to go right now. I still would like 145, but I still see fade any moment. I think you could see another push here, but we'll see. I think 145 could still be there, but overall it's just fade. I think fade. I think like by end of day, you're going to see maybe it all faded, but if I thought that that was the most probable thing to make money off of, I would bet against it. I'm not betting against it. Like I said, I'm waiting for the next bullish trade. Yeah, if you include the extended here, you're still fine. You still have a wick beneath you, but it's starting to really create downside, actually. It's ramping up a little bit. So pay attention to the wick, pretty much. Pay attention to this guy. Nice job, Mr. Joshua. Like I said, I like we read into the price action, and I go, this probably leans me towards what? Big gap up and a fade. I thought it would gap up to 145, though. Industrials don't look like this after being on fire. XLI. Actually, let me take a brief look at Netflix. Netflix is still fine, just building a bundle. XLI. Let's look at the 2-hour scale. Yeah, do you see that 2-hour? You really have confidence that that 2-hour can't go negative right now and break that low? Bro, that looks like a 2-hour lower high. Like this is what people look back on, right? They look at a chart like this. Now, here's what could happen here with XLI. It could go like this and turn up. But how many times have you seen a MACD in a top like this, in a break of this, and then we go up and test those sellers, and then we see what? Oh God, it can go down. All right. So let's be highly aware that the 2 hours crossing down and bullish trades are not necessarily the option until we see that 30-minute swing back up. Because if the 2 hours is going to keep flushing here and you break that low, you start to continue to break down over time. Right? This can go negative. Look how close it is. So we want to be a little cautious of it. This could be getting a daily pullback with a 2-hour lower high right now. And where would you pull back to? You could pull back down to here. Or gap fill here, right? Right around like 133, 133. Now, if the 30-minute curls up, that's not going to happen, at least not right then. But if the 2-hour curls down, you have to treat it seriously for the time being. We're saying the same thing about the market. If you're playing an option for like an earnings, so you see that E, right? And you just get any kind of upward move and it's worth money, I take the money every time. I do not try to ride an earnings. I just try to make money off the earnings if I ever played one. Because they do crazy things. Yeah, also tell me with Nvidia if you weren't bullish on it for the last like month that this isn't a get out of jail free card. Like you don't have to play today at all. You can just sell your options right now. Like they're probably premiumed out the ass. Watch it come test 115. That'd be sick. God, that'd be so sick. Think you might hear me buying Nvidia. Ooh, still breaking down. Still in the buyers. As of right now, it's still bullish tilt. You can't say anything negative about this until it hits down into these type of levels. But me myself, I'm aware of weakness here. If we start to see critical levels like this broken, then it would add up to, okay, we go down to 584, 585. If we break through this entire zone and go down to this low, you start to open the door to 565, 564. But this technically for day traders would be where they try to look for calls. It seems like everyone is trying to look for calls right now. Right before you break that, this is where the buyers could step in. So anywhere, like pretty much anywhere in this gap right here is where you can see support. That's why you want to lose the entire gap. Yeah, TLT pumping. It flipped around here for the 2-hour, flipped down. No new low just yet. We make a new low, it's over, but yeah, that looks like structure to go down, and you broke low over here, so this would suggest tear down. You'd have to see some news now, probably, to rip this thing back up. GDP data did come out at negative, what, 0.2 instead of negative 0.3. What a celebration. They were up there listening to La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. Well, yeah, the weirdness is the fact that the dollar and the 10-year and oil are all correlated again. The dollar going down aggressively all of a sudden is not necessarily the best thing for the market right now, which is very interesting. You kind of wanted that weird negative correlation to continue where the dollar kind of wants to go up, but the yields need to come down. That's what you wanted to see. So it's kind of strange to see the dollar just completely break down, even though that's very normal. That's very normal, by the way. Yeah, this is where day traders will take an attempt for sure. Like this is how you keep bullish trend. You never lose that low. It's gonna like that's why I put up that statement at the beginning. What kind of guy am I? Like what kind of trader am I? What's my mentality towards news like this? My mentality towards news like this is it's never as good or as bad as it seems. So since this was technically, hey, good news, okay, then it's not as good as it seems. That's how I treat it right now. I'm not going to sit there and just be bullish because news told me to be bullish. I'm going to look at the price action and decide later on once I see the real reaction. This is not the real reaction yet. You need another week of price action. You don't know the reaction of next week yet. If you would have seen this and then this, boom, you know the reaction for next week. If you see that by the end of the week, you kind of know the reaction going into next week. But if you see this and this, you know the reaction for next week is what? Probably down, right? So you've got to see you haven't done anything. You've just taken out this high, creating that argument for up. You do have the argument for up. So whoever's in the chat is shouting out like calls, calls, calls. yeah, they're trying to buy that call in the area where the calls should step in. I think they're actually being smart with it if they're shorter DTE. If they're a shorter DTE trader, this is exactly where they would make that decision, and then they'd have a stop right here. Already 0 DTE, already out. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your NFL. Yeah, I could tell based on your call outs. No, 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 no stops. Yep, no stops because they see those. What you do is you would have your stop, right? We talked about this yesterday. You have your stop, and then you look for that little 1 minute, 5 minute retest to get out here. That's if you're being like trying to salvage a little bit or break even. If you're just really cautious of it, you just say, okay, they take out that low, I get some kind of reaction, or I just take out that low amount. Yeah, appreciate you. No, it's fine to get your call outs. I wanted to be clear in case someone in the chat was confused. I could tell you were a day trader just by how you were talking about it. But you're paying attention to what I would pay attention to. And now you're trying to make your little bit of money and just be like, oh, okay, we turned down, you know. Oh, lower high again. Whoa. What the hell? Hold on, I had some weird thing go on over here. XLI is trying to confirm down on the daily too, by the way. Just so you're aware, XLI is trying to confirm down on the daily chart today. So watch it for end of day. I know right now that put strikes are going up a little bit. You think it blasts off? I'm going to disagree with you, Tony, because I want that opportunity. But that's me, right? I can disagree. But I kind of see some weird volume coming into puts. At least the value, the premiums are going up. Miss rewarding it. This is an opportunity. Yeah, digging into it deeper is just we should really just watch our these will tell you a lot. Why am I accent again? I'm not French today. This will tell you a lot. Just lose the low, 2 hour confirms down. That opens the door to boom and boom. And then ultimately, if you break this, okay, you react up and you react to here. So it opens the door if we can just see that low broken. That's what I want today. If I see that this morning, I'm a happy camper. If we turn around at any time, though, that's where I'm making decisions most likely. Still think there might be risk of this weekend, so I don't know if I'll make a decision this week. We could do this and fully curl up. Maybe that'll be mine. People will keep their calls into Friday with this news. People are not as smart as you think. Good day traders are. Good position traders are when they see a big move like this, like on the Monday, Tuesday, whatever. But most people are kind of degen about it, and they see something good and they expect good to continue. Most people are like the people that I talk about with my brother in rates. Most people are, oh, I'm comfortable with a 4.5. Oh, okay, we can get you a rate for 4.4. Oh, they're coming down? Well, they'll probably go lower. And then they look for 4.2, and then the rate goes to 4.7, and then they get 4.7. They end up screwing themselves out of a deal. We'll see, though. Uh, 584 would be like, I think like 584 would be exact. 584 would be like the best retest, but that would technically be losing the low of the week, right? So if you lose the low of the week, you look for rolls, and so then you start to get attracted to this gap. So technically, you would want like 485 if you want to be like really bullish and just see like squeeze. Oh no, I mean, I think I make like, shit, I mean, I don't even know how much it is. I think like ads and shit like that. I think it's like 400 a month maybe. And that took me I was lucky, right? Because I had background in SEO and things like that, but yeah, you can make I mean, you can. It's just for me it's like YouTube wasn't really like making money. You can probably do it, but I wouldn't expect it to make real money until like 5 years in. And that's probably if you're like consistent like I was. I was lucky enough to find some really cool people in my first month when I had all that like, all the oh, this is new juices going. And then those people really stuck with me and that's what made me just like completely put more effort into just helping people, right? And you'll see me kind of go like hey, I can't make a video tonight and this and that because it's trading and family are my priorities. So anytime those two things have to come first, they will come first. But I suggest, I mean, try it. The best part, and I would convince anyone to try to at least film themselves giving analysis, because then you have something to look back on. Like imagine every single day you can look back. You can look back at yesterday and see how you were analyzing and see what's shaping up the next day. Like it's a very cool thing. Yeah, NFL fantasy, like genuinely, if you film yourself, it's kind of cool. No, no. I used to have a camera all the time, but I moved and the internet here with the place that we have is just not good and I can't get an Ethernet cord down here. So we used to have a face cam all the time. We'll put it on every once in a while. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. I journal my trades. Yeah. Also, just filming yourself for literally like a minute. Like, just give a minute breakdown of the SPY and be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to be patient for the time being because I don't know if this is going to be ultimately really bullish or if the necessary daily pullback needs to come or if we want to dip down in these areas first. So I'm paying attention to this, probably this, and all the way down there towards 564. If you just made that quick little video for yourself, now you keep yourself from making any decisions today. That's why it's very, very cool, I think. And writing it down is great, but like hearing yourself say what you're going to do yesterday kind of like puts yourself today on the spot. That's Dove Cuckoo. Yeah, and then you go, okay, well, we didn't do this or this, but instead we did this, and then now we're getting tight. Okay, let me watch for a breakout, maybe. And maybe I look for that 2 hour to curl up. You can change it. That's the best part. It's not like, oh, you said it yesterday, so you have to do everything the same, or the price action you didn't see coming happens and you have to reassess. It's perfectly fine. That's great, NFL. That's dope. Congratulations, because it's definitely an accomplishment to get to that point. Netflix trying to break it. I know. I'm kind of like looking at that guy, and I'm like, do it, dude. Freaking break it. Break it. Break it. Go down. It's probably going to give a right shoulder, but you still want that break of that low, like 1180. It looks good though right now. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty damn good. All right, this is where we try to maybe bounce. Look at the 5 minute. 5 minutes gonna be like wonky looking now. Ooh. Oops, I drew twice. My bad. I mean, this R side, it's just interesting because during market hours, let's readjust. Now we can readjust. Yeah. I mean, where'd you be looking? You do have a way down though. You have a way down right here again. And then you have a way down. Actually, that's about it. You can take out this bar. That'd be good. Yeah, that's cool. I just think 30 minutes and 2 hours are what are beneficial for me. You made my wife laugh. That's good. Good. Apparently, I'm really good at making wives laugh. I just have to take my shirt off. You think you're going 517? I mean, your assessment of 508 didn't happen today, but I'll give you that one. That was some random news, man. I'll give you that. That didn't make people short too much, by the way. That downward move really didn't. You increased like this much. It actually made people mostly buy buy during that time, go calls. We'll see what happens here. This is where you find support. If you find support here, we could see a burst through. I'm just still looking at that 2-hour like, give me that opportunity, you bastard. Okay, let me go look at some other stuff here. Netflix still doing its thing. These things are, a lot of things rejecting off of monthly moves too. Apple made pathway higher. Maybe take care of gap. AMD, no pathway higher yet. All right, Meta, you might be screwed too. Oof, Microsoft. AMC rejection. Not good there. JP Morgan made a new low. My own territory. I use 2-hour charts because they adapt to 30-minute charts very, very nicely. Yeah, and I just kind of like the last bar, I'm just pretty much like, oh, that's just a dead bar. Yeah, I kind of treat it like a dead bar. Like just like, 30 minutes of price action, blah, blah, blah. The 30-minute there can tell me what I need to know in that last bar. But sometimes that last bar of the day is your kind of trap bar, right? That last 30-minute bar of the day, when it goes up like this, sometimes it goes up further, sometimes it drops. Like the last bar of the day doesn't matter. It matters, but how it reacts to the next day is the more so thing that matters. Like the open the next day matters more to me than the previous like last, because you have that last 5 minutes in there. You have day traders taking profit throughout there. You have all kinds of things happening in there. That's just my personal opinion. So I use 2-hour charts because they show me obvious direction with some strength and momentum more than an hourly chart. That if you follow an hourly chart, it'll get things wrong more than a 2-hour chart, right? If the 2-hour chart confirms down here, it's suggesting a lower high. And we'll see if it gets it right, right? We'll see if it gets it right. Right here, if the 2-hour confirms down, it says lower high. The hourly is going to tell you what? You can extend the move, right? You can use multiple time frames, but for this type of move right here, I'd just be looking at my 30-minute, seeing if that can remain positive, then saying, okay, the 2 hours not going to cross down then. And if they do it at the same time, I just look for what is the direction of stocks right now. It's that way. So if the 30-minute confirms up, I'm still with that guy in this standpoint, but I'll treat the 2-hour very seriously. Yeah. And if I need to, Lamb, if I need to read into that last bar, I can always extend out the time frames, use futures in some way, just look at a 4-hour bar instead. It's still not going to have the full time, but it'll have a decent amount of time. Yeah, so we kind of talk about that in the course. We're like, watch that 2-hour bar at the end of the day. That's your kind of one, unless you see like good volume in there, which usually you see most of the volume in there, so you kind of can read into it, weirdly enough. Reddit's a monster. Let's go look at this. Let's go look at something different for a bit. Woo! Well, Reddit's doing what it needs to do to go up, baby. Go down and retest those guys. Now it needs to do something cool here. It needs to break through this zone. Let me look at this on the 2-hour. Let's really look at this. You showed pathway higher twice, but now you got to do it again. You got to do it again. Yeah, you got to break through all of that. Good thing we came down into here. Very nice. Bam. This is the type of thing that could have happened with like UNH, weirdly enough. Like you tap into the zone like towards the center and then you just go up. So this is very nice. Now you want that to just scream. You want that to scream higher. I don't think you want to reject off of this at all. I think you want to just go, at least get through the center, if not show a new high, then twirl down, go back up. That would be perfect there. Daily time frame. Daily crosses up though. You could, man. Reddit might pop off here because in the grand scheme of things, left head, some form of right shoulder, no violation of the low. You kind of already reloaded here on the daily chart. It's not suggesting that this is necessary. It's saying we could just try to go to here. Yeah, this actually could be a big moment. We'll see if it needs to reload. We'll see if it even gets there and makes the new high. But this is where you say, ooh, risk to reward here for the good, like what? Daily high or low? Wham. You just cream the crop up to like 155. Oof. I think you might run into problems here though. 140, 160. So 140, 160 is what I'd be watching. That wick right there. That's really nice. I hope it goes well because I've seen those things look good, like Reddits and things like that, like stocks like that. I've seen it like look good and then turn very bad. You think 506.22 for the Qs by tomorrow? I don't know what you're seeing at 506.22, but you're thinking the test of the wick, maybe? Maybe you're looking this. No, it's not big enough wick. You don't have a daily wick either. All right, here we go. 2 hours. Come on. Come on, reject, baby. You have some pathways down. Give me the pullback. Give me the pullback so we can just sit here and watch things bleed. Bull, I'll check on my other. JP trying to roll again. Weeble. Oh, my assessment on Weeble is that's just IPO'd, right? Okay, so you're getting down in the lower parts where it started out at. I think Bull will end up being a good investment. It might take you a couple years. Bull is something that even I was looking at as like an IPO play. It already went through its IPO nonsense, so it could see those spikes again. And I kind of like Bull, to be totally honest. Yeah, I think accumulation would be happening down at these levels. So you don't have a lot to go off of, but me myself, I might even buy like 5K worth or something little in case that thing can go to like $50 again or something in the next 2 years. Down to get another investment besides Target. Oh, sorry, I left you guys on this. I was looking at Bull. Webull, things like this. This happens a lot with IPOs, like anything that's new. Bam, gives it all back. And then these are the levels you want to watch. You always, so like mark this off right now, like literally right now. Mark this off because you're probably going to gravitate to these levels a lot. I would literally be like, bink right there. Bam. So as far as investing goes in these, it means I'm willing to buy this, hold it, see some kind of pop, and then I can like sell on the pop or look at the pop going forward or hold and see if this can create uptrend over time. But if this is like an IPO that behaves for like 2 years, you could actually see pops like pop and then drop back down to this level, then pop and drop back down to this level. So mark that off right now, and then down at those levels, that's like I'm gonna buy 5K worth. Nothing crazy though. Notice I'm not gonna go crazy with it and buy like 50K. Just 5K, right? Try to turn an investment into like 20. in like 2 years. You'll thank yourself later, probably. You don't have to monitor it too much, but I don't think Weeble's going anywhere. No, there's like a little brush over here. You just can't see it. There's a little brush. It's like, looks like a penis, my bad. But yeah, there's a little brush over here I used to draw. I just click on it. Everyone's about right behind the Q spy. Looks good. G still doing good. G still going. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here's that. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. All right, we didn't lose that 241. Solid in the buyers, barely. A little bit of a pathway down, but if that 30-minute can get one more reaction, I'm going to call a top for GE if we don't get a squeeze here. You need a squeeze, or you could top out. The market narrative just shifted for today. It was kind of like tariff deals are good, tariff deals are good, tariff deals are good. Now we get this wrench of now there's no tariffs. So we go back to zero. We go back to just how it was before, which would be what? If these things are technically, you would see like what? All-time highs again, right? That's where tariffs were what caused a lot of this. And so if the tariffs are gone, theoretically, you would go up. Now, I'm going to think that we're not going to see the tariffs gone. I'm going to use my brain and say, he worked hard on these tariffs for the whole time. So you think he's going to let them go that easy? Fuck no. So we're about to go into uncertainty, in my opinion. I think we're going to go through an uncertainty period now because of this. If I had to guess. People think that it's certain, but then Trump's going to cause the uncertainty. That's how I would think about it. They're literally, yeah, actually, you're right. I am kind of downplaying it. That's literally all he is really focused on the entire time. It's literally the entire get money out of the system. It's the entire change the economic system. It's the entire like point of the Trump administration right now. Right? After illegal immigration, you would say what? Fiscal policy. So, yeah, you're right. I was downplaying it a little bit. Called a fake pullback. Yeah, it would be considered that. People are going to get, if we see a daily pullback, people will get very bearish. People will be like, oh, it's over. And then people will ignore the fact that they were like, hey, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have trade deals. He's appealing the decision. Look at that. See, Tony. Oh, yeah, Tony, you mentioned that like right at the beginning of the stream. Tony was like, he's the appeal's already there. And we'll most likely go to all-time highs. It's just, do we do it now? And it's because of the celebration of this. Do we see that uncertainty period come in for just a few days and then things become certain with the tariffs with more deals? Countries are going to be very confused now too. Do we have tariffs? Do we not have tariffs? Like, what the hell's going on? And yeah, you're going to get, like, doesn't that sound confusing? What was the word of the year for 2025? Confusion, right? Go watch our videos from December, from January. We kept saying 2025 will be the year for confusion. So I think you're about to see confusion again. If you don't see confusion at all here and people seem very, very clear, then you're probably going to see an all-time high trap to then go through a worse period of confusion. I'm not saying that that will be bearish, by the way. I'm just saying the pullback comes later. I haven't looked at volatility. I need to look at volatility again. Let me look at my Netflix real quick. All right, it's trying. Keep going, Netflix. Oh, volatility actually was able to make a new high, so that's good. 2 hour here is going to try to confirm for volatility. It is making a pathway to go up. It's really saying like turn up or turn down right now. It's kind of a you're still in that middle zone. Yeah, volatility wicked up pretty good. It says I'm trying to come back, and it's doing what it needs to do to come back. Ditch what I like with what I said. Like, you mean if we go up from here? It's just whenever we get a pullback, I'll just hop in. It can literally be that simple. Just the 2 hour has to squeeze. You have to see like boom and make it so like this is way less possible, right? So what makes that way less possible? Well, you see a boom, it wipes out maybe divergence or something like that, and then you pull back, and then you go higher. And then this is where I would make a decision. That's it. If it wanted to keep screaming, I'm still going to sit there and wait, right? Or see if we go sideways. You like people are assuming now that the way we get to all-time highs is just like that. That's what people are assuming. You guys, that doesn't happen very often, right? You're assuming that all-time highs is just straight up from here, and it can be. It literally can be like this, but that 2 hour is going to look like this in there, right? That you're going to get a pullback, right? You're going to get wicks. You're going to get those things. Those wicks are what I'm looking for pretty much just on a 2 hour chart. The 2 hour can show them as what? Just a MACD going like this. I don't have to like overcomplicate things. I can still be like, hey, I think this is very bullish and I know how it can be bullish. I'm not oblivious. But I'm also like, all you have to hear is, nah, these tariffs are going on. We're going to work our way around it. And boom, all of that good news is just gone with like one tweet. So they're just going to change the name of the tariff is kind of what you're saying, Oakland? We go up almost near all-time highs, then we get bigger overall correction. And that is the assessment there. It's still, there's risk of this. If you don't see a big enough squeeze, you can just do that and then break that low and then you go down, right? You can. That's why I want to see a bigger move here. I want to see us extend. If we're going to extend, we're going to squeeze, then frickin' squeeze. Go up to like 608, 609, pull it back, then go to like 620, and then we'll see what happens from there. Because if you extend for that long, all the way into what? June like 20th? Right? Notice this pathing doesn't even add up to that, but like June 20th, you just see upside into OpEx. Well, we'll be watching out. We'll be looking at our monthly expected moves, won't we, Patreon? Join the Patreon down in the description. Monthly expected moves right here. We're there. It's the end of the month. You got there twice now. It's great. We love monthly expected moves over there. Yeah, daily expected move for the Q says the worst it could get is 510. So you do have an extreme amount of implied volatility today. You still have a decent amount. So 517 is possible. It's probable. But are you seeing the things you need to see, like if you're a day trader, to get that level? That's kind of the question. Because technically 580 is possible today. 580 is probable today. 584 is very probable today. It's just, are you actually seeing this low lost? You haven't broken this low. What up, Daily Pizza? Ooh, I've been craving pizza. You have no sympathy for day traders. I just don't think it's the easiest way to make money in markets, and it's fine if people disagree with me. There's people who are very smart with day trading who just take like 2 day trades a week. I think that's better. But for people that are trying to learn day trading and using indicators, I don't think is the best thing. I really don't. I think you can use indicators with price action. You can use divergence with price action and weekly expected moves, but you still need those extra skills. And it's much easier to execute on those skills just with a bigger time frame. That's my argument. But you see, like NFL is able to make a career out of it. I'm not saying it's impossible, and if it's right for you, look at Chris. Chris uses everything that we talk about here, and he still day trades. It's great. Like that's perfectly fine. It's just, I don't think that most people will be able to handle those emotions and click with day trading easily. So I choose to be like, yeah, look how I do it, because I don't like to do that either. What up, Carl? Freaking Coral! What is this, The Walking Dead? Coral! Very hard, and it convinces you that you have to make money every single day. That's what I don't like too. Like, looking at a 30-minute, 2-hour and daily at least causes you to have somewhat of patience. You watch a lot of TV and movies, don't you? Well, my wife loves shows. She's one of those anime dweebs. I used to have a life before a child and my wife. Lots of impersonations. I also like to just be goofy and do impersonations, so that's my bad. Sorry if you get annoyed, guys. Fuck with anime. What are we watching right now? We're supposed to try to watch something called like Bleach something. I can't even remember what I was watching that was good, but I've never seen it. I like just watched Naruto for the first time like last year. Vic's trying to reject now. Interesting time to try to reject. It's holding. There you go. You got a welcome from Boost there. Man, this guy doesn't like it. It's interesting. That guy likes it a little bit. Divergence for HYG, though. Ooh. That's pretty good. I don't know if you need to fall here. I don't think you need to for HYG. HYG's kind of done what it needs to do. Interesting. What the fudge? All right, let's go, go, go. You strangle and the Q's got cooked. No! Not really. Religion-wise, I'm someone, I don't believe in religions. I believe in faith. I grew up Catholic, and yeah, I don't think that any religion does it like perfectly, but I have faith, and I think a lot of people don't have faith, they have religion. And so I might not seem the most religious, but me and my wife talk about things all the time. Yeah, that's how I treat it because there's too many judgmental people in the world that are like part of these big religions that and like these golden castles that we build. Like, I'm sure God would rather us feed the hungry than build a golden castle for him. And I think that's what religion has turned into, if you want my honest opinion. I think that your personal connection with God matters and you should show your faith in your actions all the time. But I don't do that to a T. I don't expect you to do it to a T, but for me, that's where I'm at. I went. Here's what happened to me. I'll give you a little story time, just for a quick sec. Literally, it take 2 minutes. I was going to church by myself when I was trying to be a pro soccer player, and it did a lot of good for me because it gave me that time to reflect. I went by myself. My some people around me that you go to church with, they got mad at me because I was going to church by myself and telling me I was doing it wrong. And I was like, what's wrong about getting something from church when I'm by myself? I think that's not a bad thing. And then during one of those times where I was by myself, multiple masses in a row, they were begging people to give more money in a church worth like maybe $1 million. And I just went there and I just go, I can't do that. You can't tell me that people should keep paying the way when you're building these churches that could be more humble and help people around you. So I didn't like it, put a bad taste in my mouth. He tried to guilt trip people into getting money. And I was just like, you have enough money and I know it. So that's what really turned me off from it. Doesn't mean I lost my faith. It just means I don't think that that exact place was the right place for me. But I do thank God every single time I have a nice trade. I do thank God every single morning that I just feel so blessed to have my baby girl and have my wife. I truly do that. Sometimes I sit at my computer and I just talk out loud with the guy. I think it's great. I think it's a great thing to do, to be able to voice out your struggles and then voice out your thanks for everything you have and then say, hey, these are some things that I could use some help on. And then he's going to give you the opportunity to do that. If you're in an opportunity, if you want to learn how to be more patient, well, then look for opportunities to be more patient. That's what I'm doing right now, praying for patience so that I don't make a silly decision in here. Right? I just want to pray for myself too. I want to be like, yeah, I'm praying to you. Give me the strength to do it. But he's going to immediately be like, all right, try. We're consolidating on the 1 minute. You met Joel Osteen too. You met Joel Osteen too. No, that was a Catholic church. Yeah. You met Joel Osteen. Yeah. You guys give to me and the Lord will be happy. No. Okta? What's the heck is, oh God. Okta, Okta, Okta. The hell's Okta? Package software technology services. Okay. Whoa! That's not good. That's really bad. Let's see, daily. Um, Daily are fine. You're dipping into buyers. I bet people invest here. Yeah, daily. I see daily as fine. I'd be maybe patient, looking for 2 hour divergence to form eventually, or at least 30 minute. But yeah, or a higher low. Yeah, this is the area where you have you. So anywhere in this right here or this guy, what's it doing? Well, we broke out of a what? A zone. We broke out of resistance. Okay. And we did what? We went up. And then we want to retest that level. You did break through this, so there's a little bit of worry. But you don't have a lot in here that can bring you down, right? There's not a lot in the near price action. So this could be a retest. This could be a daily, just something to get down there on the daily, a reason to sell. You could take business all the way down into this zone. As long as you're not losing this, it would say this is potentially good investment levels. So I'd just be marking off a little box here. And if I'm looking for a trade with this, you got to give it time. It just had a freaking earnings. But do you see it now? How if you wanted to make the reversal signal in here, you could do this, bam, and then start to go up. I don't think this is like, this is when you want to look for the opportunity pretty much. Oh, it drives my nuts mad that I can like talk about a topic and then immediately talk about a completely different topic without even like switching any kind of tone, anything, just like it's part of the paragraph. It bugs the crap out of her sometimes. Uh, God bless her. Yeah, see, GME's not doing what it needs to do. That's a problem. 2 hours still positive. That's your last chance. That's your last hope there for GME is the 2 hour. Yikes. V is gonna fade just like I want it to, baby. Yeah, probably looking at like a 5 minute. You're past most of the pathways down actually. Very interesting. No, you don't have anything in there really. Just this wick, big wick right there. That's about it. See if it fails. Go fill the gap. I still think fade, whether it's now or next week, but for Nvidia. Oh, we're taking back that whole bar. That's good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Take that back. If you take that back, you're just dealing with two things, right? One, two. Yeah, this is where you try to squeeze it. See if you can break through. I'll look at Amazon, and then I would just say Amazon has its risks too. That's the problem. This move is just like mega squeeze, right? Could be the opportunity now, right? Bullish is the direction, so that would be the easy play. You just look for if that 30-minute rolls, then it's bad, right? So 2 hours confirmed up, bam, swing trade on, consolidative, moves up, still making new highs. You're happy with it, and then you're aware of what? How it could fail. How does this fail? So this is saying bullish. I'm going to go test this or go up here. This is saying bullish, but how does it fade? Well, the 30-minute rolls here. 30-minute rolls, it's over. So what are you looking at? You're looking at this very critically, right? This setup right here reminds me of this. I'm going to show you what it reminds me of. Right here. This is what you need to be aware of over there on a 30-minute. You go up again, and then you see what? Low broken, lower high, lower high. Actually, I think this was the wrong place. I think it was up here. Here it is. This is better. That's the same example, but here's better because this is more where you're at. You go up, you set the low, you go up, you break the low, retest, go lower. That's what you could see from the 30-minute for Amazon. You don't want that to shape up, so you want to squeeze. You'll see like this on a 30-minute chart. Squeeze them. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Oh, God, shit. I gotta check Netflix then. Oh, God, this is where Netflix come back, you bastard. Don't do it. No, not that. High or low. It's going to try here. So if Netflix takes back pretty much like 12, no, not 1200, 1207, I'll lick my wounds. $592.50. Yeah, that's in this bar here. That'd be your last form of resistance, though. You kind of want to see it at like 592 on the dot, my opinion. Are you shorting Netflix? I'm trying to. So far, it's profitable, but now it's starting to flip back around. I only gave myself a couple of weeks. I just wanted a little short there. I just wanted to take a play, to be totally honest. We can look at IWM. IWM has different structure. Yeah, IWM might try to turn around here. Still got the wick. You have 5-minute going on, 30-minute by the center line. Okay, so treat it simply. 30-minute curls up here, takes back this high. We're going to beat this high. We're going to try to take out that high. We're going to test it, or we're going to try to test something bigger. Bigger, 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 right? But we're still aware of what? Anytime if this 30-minute starts to see even more weakness and we see that cross down, be very cautious with IWM because that is what can make you break this low. You're hoping that doesn't happen, right? But if the 2-hour crosses, you're a lot more probable to do so. So very nice. I think this is really saying like I might be done, but you really got to watch that 30-minute and make sure that the momentum is confirming, in my opinion. I don't think it's as clear cut. I mean, 5 minutes showing divergence on like RSI, just not MACD at the same time, right? So you're seeing some volatility. So this is saying I want to, but take out that high, go like this, and then you go higher. That would be best case, I think, here for IWM. Yeah, SPY still rejecting just from some points in here. We'll keep watching. Loading more 520s. Yeah, some 520s. I would think with the structure on the 5 here that you would want to come test the wick, but at that point, you might be a risk here. You've got 27 minutes left in this 2-hour bar. The next bar is going to be very important. So we'll get to see that bar when we come onto the live show later today. I do have to hop off for the morning, guys. I got to get out of here for the morning. I appreciate you guys being here this morning. Make sure to get the course if you want to get that full technical analysis course. 80% off down in the description just for like a day or two. Well, we're going to extend for the weekend like we normally do. So you have all the way until Monday to grab it, but the weekend's a good time for it. Patreon members, look for monthly expected moves this weekend. We'll keep reminding you over the next couple today and tomorrow and during the shows over the weekend. But thank you guys for being here today. Looks like we have some interesting things going on. Still have the opportunity to head higher, but also we know there's an opportunity to head lower. Are we going to get that daily pullback now, or are we going to set new highs, pull back, and extend this for another week or two? That's the question going into the next couple of trading sessions. So we will be back live later today on YouTube for the closing hour, the power hour, and I'll talk to you guys then. All right. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Woo! What's NVIDIA doing real quick? Real quick. Woo! 145. 145. Then trap them. Do it. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.